Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder, still kicking it with the Mega Lopunny team. It's been pretty fun to use so far. The last couple of games have all been pretty intense. Switching around the items in yesterday's episode was pretty cool. I put the Pixie Plate Protect set on Sylveon, the Specs onto Hydreigon, and the Life Orb onto Aegislash, so I'm hoping, we can see some more success with this team as we're going to jump into it. But if you did not check out Trainer Tip Tuesday, which debuted 2 days ago, definitely go watch that. And today will also be the debut of another new series where, I mentioned in the update video, I'll be analyzing one of your teams and editing it live. So look forward to that because that'll be up in about 1 to 2 hours. But we're just going to jump into the ladder. This team has been taking wins and losses, back and forth. So it'd be really nice to pick up 2 wins in a row. So we'll see how this fares. Also, as always, if you enjoyed the series and want to show your support, please leave a like on this video. I would really appreciate it, and it would mean a lot to me as, we are revamping the channel, and you guys have been showing awesome support in the last couple of days. So I can't thank you enough, really. And I'm really looking forward towards really the direction of this channel, as I really mentioned in every episode. And I said really a lot there. But yeah, the channel is actually really close to reaching 30,000 subscribers too, which is quite exciting to me, so thank you guys so much. But we're gonna look for an opponent here. Hopefully we find someone soon. This Mega Lopunny team is really interesting. A lot of the times I just put these Pokemon together and I theory mon it a bit, and it's been working out pretty well so far. We haven't had any huge wins or huge losses, as a 1600 plus player from our Japan is going to be the first opponent of the day. But I don't know, I think the team's working out, but I think Lopunny still needs to be edited a bit. At least the set I'm using isn't amazing, and I have read your comments in the previous videos. Some of you mentioned Encore, which I think is pretty cool. Mainly I think I need to play a bit better with the Lopunny as well, since I'm not very conservative with it. But let's get into this match. My opponent has a team of Kangaskhan, Gengar, Rotom-Wash, Salamence, Aegislash, and Sylveon. So immediately I know my Aegislash here is really good. The Mega Evolution, probably the Salamence, or actually not probably the Salamence, Kangaskhan obviously, though Salamence I would think would be Mega Evolution as well. Haven't seen a normal Salamence in actually quite a long time. So for leads here, I'm going to lead with Lopunny, and I actually like Lopunny Aegislash, I think. Though Lopunny Suicune's kind of tempting as well. The main thing is if my opponent leads Rotom-Wash, then that puts me in a pretty bad position. Yeah, I'm going to go Lopunny Aegislash. Hydreigon here. Oops. Going to the summary screen there. Hydreigon here to be Aegislash, Gengar, Rotom-Wash. It's a pretty good check to all of those. Let's see. For the last one, I don't really like Lando too much here. It's between Suicune and Sylveon, because Suicune deals with Gengar and Salamence pretty well. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Suicune here. I don't really want to bring Sylveon just because my opponent has Gengar, has Aegislash. I don't know, Sylveon's not terrible here either, so let's think things through fully. Lopunny Aegislash, so I can outspeed, fake out Kangaskhan, so I can fake out Gengar and double it with the Shadow Ball. Sylveon here would be used to beat... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Suicune. It's just a bit bulkier and can take an attack as well. And that's the most important thing here. So let's see. But my opponent's definitely got a pretty standard team looking of Pokemon, but the Kangaskhan Salamence definitely throws me off a bit because I'm not sure whether the Salamence is Mega or not, but I guess we'll find out. Once I find out what my opponent's Mega Evolution is, it'll be a bit easier to play around, but I think it's interesting to talk about double Mega Evolutions just because, that is an option people like. We're going to see the Kangaskhan Gengar lead from my opponent here, though, which I'm fine with. Let's see. So if I were my opponent, I would... probably Will-O-Wisp the Lopunny. I'm thinking honestly of just Mega Evolving, faking out the Gengar, and Shadow Balling it immediately. Though this is a bit interesting because I don't know whether my opponent's Kangaskhan here wants to target Lopunny with an attack, because then I could just low kick Shadow Ball, which would be really good. The mind games start right from the beginning with this team. And the safe play is just a fake out. And the thing is, I want to double up into the Gengar. I don't know though, I really feel like Kangaskhan's gonna go for an attack, because that's what I would do. So you know what, I'm gonna go for the low kick onto it. And the Shadow Ball. Making some plays here, I don't know if they'll work out, but I don't know, that was probably unnecessarily risky. The double target into Gengar was a pretty safe play since Gengar doesn't carry Protect almost all the time. But if Kangaskhan here doesn't attack, or doesn't go for an fake out, then we'll see. Okay, he does Shadow Ball though, so I called it correctly. Shadow Balling directly into Aegislash. Sweet, so I get the low kick off. Should knock it out. So I made a hard read and it ended up paying off, which is, it's always scary when you make those reads, but I don't know, I actually thought the Gengar would double up. I mean, I thought he would go for, like, the, Will-O-Wisp onto the Lopunny slot, which is why I thought, okay, maybe that wasn't the best of idea, because before Mega Evolving, he actually outspeeds me. So, for example, if you went for Will-O-Wisp and, like, return slash or a fighting type attack onto Lopunny, which honestly was the attack, like, the play I would have made there, then I could have been in some trouble, because I wouldn't have knocked him out. But I'm not going to complain as I bring the Gengar down to its sash. So Mega Lopunny picks up its first big knockout, really, of Road to Rank here, but that's great. And I do outspeed the Gengar as well right now, which is pretty cool. So let's see. My opponent had Sylveon in the back, Lando T, I believe. Or am I blanking out? Oh, I just realized I did not get my opponent's team down, which is bad on my end. But yeah, I remember seeing Sylveon. I get a pretty free knockout onto the Gengar here, I think. So I'm going to go for the return. And I'm just going to Shadow Ball the Rotom because my opponent's probably going to want to target Lopunny down here. Wow, but he does have Protect with the Gengar. So, like I said, you know, Gengar are a Pokemon that doesn't often carry Protect, but my opponent does have it in this case, so that return's not going to do anything. As he goes for the Thunder Wave into the Lopunny slot, Rotom Wash pulling out a couple tricks from its sleeve there. Not a move I was expecting, but I'd rather take that than the Will-O-Wisp, I guess. Though, however, that does prevent my movement, obviously, in terms of speed, but the Life Orb Shadow Ball here does a very nice amount to the Rotom Wash. But it does proc the Citrus Berry. So, you know, I really wasn't expecting Protect from Gengar since, like, almost all the Gengars I run into, and, you know, the one I personally use this year doesn't have it, but, you know, good move by my opponent there. Wondering if he has Sludge Bomb now, because if he doesn't, he's going to be in some trouble. Now, the thing is, he can't knock out Lopunny in one hit. Like, he has to double up into it to knock it out, which is, I can use to my benefit here. So, I'm going to return the Gengar and just go for another Shadow Ball into Rotom Wash. So I should be able to get a knockout this turn. He's going to go for the Shadow Ball, though, so that's going to target down the Aegislash. So I didn't want to risk the, you know, King Shielding there and my opponent doubling up into Lopunny. So I'm fine, as he's going to go for a T-Ball. That's not going to knock me out, though. A full Paralysis here could be really annoying to deal with. But I do get the return off, and that's going to knock out Gengar. So Mega Lopunny picking up 2 knockouts this game, which is great. So based off that, you know, I can assume Rotom either doesn't have Will-O-Wisp or Protect. Because, you know, you're probably going to want Hydro Pump on it, as I'm going to bring in my Hydreigon here. And looks like my opponent's last one is actually going to be Aegislash, which is really perfect for me, given that I have Specs Hydreigon here. So, things are looking pretty solid right now. So, let's see. Yeah, Specs Dark Pulse should knock out Rotom in that range. Though, I don't know, if it doesn't, then I could be in some trouble, because he could T-Wave me. I'm going to bring in Suicune here to potentially allow, because I don't want him to knock out that Lopunny slot. And I'm just going to go for the Dark Pulse onto Rotom Wash. So Hydreigon being the last one here is great, because like Hydreigon's one of the best Pokemon I could have in the format to really match up against this Rotom Wash and this Aegislash. Let's see if Rotom Wash has Protect. He does have Protect, okay, so I'm guessing he doesn't have Will-O-Wisp. Aegislash does stance change. So what does it go for? Gonna go for the Flash Cannon. Into the Hydreigon starts smartly, excuse me. Well, this is interesting. You know what? Suicune should be able to outstall the Aegislash anyway, so... Though I really think he's going to attack here. I can't really afford it though, and Rotom Wash is protected, so I get a pretty safe Dark Pulse there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play it safe. Wow! What a play by my opponent there. Oh man. I did not like that. The reason why I felt so confident with that play was like I know even if he like he can't protect with Rotom, but he went for the double there. So Flash Cannon knocks me out, but I did get the burn onto Aegislash since it didn't stance change. That was a fantastic read by my opponent though for sure. And now this game gets more interesting. Wow. Great play there. Great play. So obviously I'm going to fake out Rotom Wash here. But the question is, do I just Scald the Aegislash? I think I'm going to Scald here. I don't think he's going to King Shield. I don't know, though. I really need damage. But the thing is, okay. Oh, man, that was such a good read by my opponents. Like, if he didn't get the double, he wouldn't have... I mean, I would have just won outright. But that was, like, a really smart read because he knew I was going to go for probably the safer play, and it paid off perfectly. Nice job to my opponent, for sure. Makes this game a lot more interesting. I really want to win it here, though, for Lopunny because it's put in so much work today. I don't know, I feel like... Yeah, I'm going to go for the safer play here. I'm going to try to punish my opponent. Yes, no King Shield. Great. Okay, this is fantastic. So I made the right read there. And like I said, so the reason behind that was, you know, I obviously wanted to get the damage onto Rotom, as much damage as possible. But the main concern with that is, if I Scalded it, first of all, Scald wouldn't do that much. Of course, it would give me a burn chance, but... then I would just kind of be in trouble, right? Because then he can knock out Lopunny, and then Suicune can't deal with both Aegislash and Rotom Wash. So I had to make the right read there, but it fortunately paid off. So I'm going to just Scald in return. He has to knock out Lopunny here. Oh, wow, but he's going to target Suicune down. So I can take another Thunderbolt here. Though I guess he's going for the full paralysis on Lopunny, which makes sense. But I get my Scald off. Let's see how much it does. I'd expect it's a 3-hit KO, but a burn here would be clutch. Oh, it's actually a 2-hit KO. Cool. Oh, I got a crit there. And Lopunny's not going to be fully paralyzed. So, Mega Lopunny has a fantastic showing today, picking up 3 KOs against the Rotom Wash, Gengar, and Kangaskhan on my opponent's team. Well done, Mega Lopunny. I'm actually really glad there because I felt like it was really important to have it in this matchup. You know, being able to outspeed Gengar and having Scrappy was really great. You know, huge props to my opponent for making such a good read there, doubling with the Rotom Wash and attacking straight with Aegislash. Definitely not the play I was expecting, and losing Hydreigon was really bad since, like I said, Hydreigon was so good to have at that position, because it actually just didn't get an attack off at all, so nice way for my opponent to try to bring it back, but ultimately, you know, it ended up working out, so we are going to pick up a win in the first game of today, which is really cool, because I thought Mega Lopunny really did a good job there. The low kick read onto Kangaskhan was pretty important in that first turn, too. Max from Texas with a rating of 1794 is going to be our next opponent of the day. He's got a pretty standard looking team here as well of Amoonguss, Kangaskhan, Rotom Wash, Bisharp, Blandoti, and Talonflame. So immediately I can tell, you know, Lopunny would be good here, but first of all it's going to want to avoid the Intimidate, the Redirection from Amoonguss, and the Brave Bird from Talonflame. So it's kind of a mixed matchup here. Let's see. Talonflame is probably my biggest concern right now. Okay, so Aegislash here is really good. I like Aegislash a lot. I still kind of want to lead with Lopunny, but the thing is... I think it's Lopunny. That's the pronunciation, I believe. One of you guys can give me the clarification on that. So, if I've been pronouncing it incorrectly, I do apologize. I really feel like a noob when I pronounce Pokemon's names incorrectly. But, let's see. See, the thing is, Hydra here is really good for solid damage output against anything. So, I could lead with Aegislash Hydreigon, though if he leads with like Kangaskhan, he can just target down the Hydreigon slot. This is hard. Like, I feel like the Lopunny lead or Lopunny lead here is so obvious, so he's going to want to bring something to counter it. Which is why, like, Aegislash matches up pretty well against, or Hydreigon matches up pretty well against, like, the Lando, the Talonflame, the Amoonguss. Though I guess Suicune's not bad here because he can help me set up Tailwind. So I'll go Suicune, Aegislash. Yeah, that way he has no way to really immediately knock anything out. I like that, yeah. In the back, I want Lopunny because it can still, or Lopunny because it can still low kick to knock out things. And I'm thinking Rotom Wash here because it can Draco Meteor the 4 Pokemon, or yeah, I can Draco Meteor, excuse me, everything. And I don't want to lead with it because since I'm Specs, you know, I could lead myself into a really bad matchup immediately. So let's see how this plays out. But I'm really happy about that last game still, which is awesome. So I'm gonna go with Suicune and Aegislash here, which matches up decently against anything my opponent can have. As he's gonna go with Rotom Wash and Bisharp. That is like the worst matchup possible. Wow, my opponent figured out like that. Oh my god. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna switch out into Hydreigon and go for the Shadow Ball into Rotom. I also want to scout out what item this Bisharp has, whether it's a Life Orb or a Sash. And I should be able to take a knockoff from the Bisharp. And Hydra is a much better Pokemon to have here. He does go for the knockoff into the Hydreigon slot. Okay, cool. So that's what I was predicting. My opponent might double up into that slot, as he does. So Hydra takes that pretty well. We didn't see Life Orb recoil from Bisharp though, so you'd have to assume that it has the Focus Sash. But good play by my opponent there. I actually could have protected with Suicune, and it was a smart play by my opponent because, you know, most of the times it's not like, what was I saying? Just lost my train of thought. It's not like Suicune's Carry Protect. You know, I've ran Snarl on the previous set, so, you know, I thought that play made a lot of sense for my opponent. Now it's a pretty interesting turn because I could just Draco Rotom Wash for the knockout, but, you know, in the last game we saw that Rotom Wash go for a Protect, so I could also double up into, double into Bisharp. Another question is, do I King Shield here with Aegislash? Because I don't want to. I kind of just want to attack. I really want to knock out this Rotom Wash right now, though. That's kind of the most important thing. I feel like the best play from my opponent here is to... I'm assuming he has Sash, right? Because Sash makes the most sense here. So, to protect Rotom and just Iron Head Hydreigon. So I could make a huge read here and double up into it with the Earth Power and a Shadow Ball. Or a Flash Cannon, I guess. And I'm actually going to go for the play. Rotom does protect, but of course Bisharp could have Sucker Punch my Aegislash here. Yeah, but that's not going to be the case, so I get that Earth Power. Looks like that is Sashed? Yeah. Who does a target? Oh, wow. Curious decision to go for the knockoff there, but a good one at that. Nicely done by my opponent, as he actually knocks out my Aegislash, which is kind of sucky, because Aegislash was really important to this matchup. I mean, the King Shield there was really obvious, but my opponent made a better read there, so well done. Oh man, I guess I should have King Shielded there. But I really wanted to knock out the Bisharp, that was like the main thing. I'm going to switch out into Suicune, Mega Evolve, and go for the Fake Out onto Rotom Wash. That was a great read by my opponent. Yeah, I should have conserved Aegislash a bit better. I read the Protect, but I did not anticipate a knockoff going to that slot, since like the King Shield targeting play was so obvious, and I thought he'd want to get rid of the Rotom since Rotom was like threatened a huge amount, as Landorus comes in here, which I don't mind because Suicune obviously matches up pretty well right now. Though we'll see what the Bisharp goes for. But the main important thing here is I can go for a Tailwind Low Kick this next turn, which is good. But I'm still kicking myself a bit for that, just because you see how Aegislash does against my opponent's entire team. So I get the Fake Out, which obviously does not do much to this Landorus. Goes for the Iron Head onto Suicune. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to go for the Tailwind here. And obviously Landorus is going to want to Earthquake. So I could actually pull some plays here and switch out Lopunny back into Hydreigon, which is what I'm going to go for. Oops. Almost knocked over my DS there. I would think Rotom Wash would be coming in here. So if he does go for that switch, that would be really, really good. Or he could just protect with Bisharp. Either is fine. Oh, but he U-turns. Oh, man. Did he? Okay. I thought he U-turned into the Hydreigon slot for a second. Good play there. Max has been outplaying me this game. I suspect Kangaskhan's going to come in now. Though I don't even know if he brought Kangaskhan since I had that Lopunny. Rotom Wash isn't the best Pokemon to have right now, or at least bring in right now. It is going to be Kangaskhan though. So it's still definitely possible to win this game, especially with Lopunny in the back. But let's see. He's going to go for that knockoff, unfortunately, into Suicune. So that took way too much damage, really. Yeah, I lost a lot of momentum that turn. Let's see. So he kind of has to... That Bisharp having Sash was actually really, really helpful for my opponent here. I'm gonna Scald the... Okay, let's think this through. So Kangaskhan first, I don't know whether it's gonna go for a Fake Out or just an attack. Because if it does go for attack, Double Edge or Return can knock out either of my Pokemon. I really want to double up into. I ended up doubling into it here, though bishop stayed in, so I don't know if it protected or not. This bishop has hung around way too long. I've been aggressively predicting it to protect or switch out, but my opponent's just gone for an attack with it every turn. He does go for the fake out. Ugh. Onto that high dragon. So yeah, so another misplay. I really thought bishop would be protecting or switching out here. Oh, he went for the sucker punch. Okay. Interesting play to knock out the high dragon there. A good one at that too, though, because I didn't want Lopunny to really take too much damage there, as Scald's obviously not going to do too much to the Kangaskhan here, but it's going to put it in low kick KO range at least. So I'm going to bring in Lopunny here, obviously. So it's still winnable. Still winnable. But, I don't know. The Kangaskhan, I would think is going to switch out into Landorus here, and he's going to, like... Okay, let's think this through. Yeah, if I were my opponent, I would switch out Kangaskhan here into Landorus to get the Intimidate off. And protect with Bisharp. So I can Ice Beam the Kangaskhan. And I'll return Bisharp. If he doesn't switch out, I'm done for. Okay, but he does switch out. The Rotom Wash could come in here as well, I guess. It is going to be Rotom Wash. Okay, good play. Bisharp finally goes for that protect. So that was... I'm not capitalizing enough on momentum right now, which is really frustrating me. Losing Aegislash was really my biggest error in this game. Okay, though Rotom comes in, I mean, so now I can just Scald the Bisharp. Though it's probably going to Sucker Punch. The main issue is without Protect on this Lopunny, he can just fake out double target into it once Kangaskhan comes back in. Yeah, I'll just Scald Bisharp here and return the Rotom. The Rotom's probably going to protect and Bisharp's going to go... Oh, wow, he didn't protect with Rotom. Interesting. So I survived the attack. It's going to be 2-2, but I think this game's going to be over. As a return at least knocks out the Rotom Wash here, but... probably took a bit too much damage with the Suicune here. I should have knocked out Bisharp earlier when possible, and still, huge props for knocking off the Aegislash that turn. I should have just Earth Powered and King Shielded, but I was afraid of like a potential Will-O-Wisp going into that slot. K1 does peter out, as Landorus is going to come back in, and his Kangaskhan. Though these situations always amuse me a bit, just because like you don't know what item the Landorus has. You know, Scarface or Band typically are the most common items, so you know my opponent probably doesn't want to lock himself into like an Earthquake. The fake out play onto Lopunny here is pretty obvious. I'm just going to protect with Suicune because if my opponent goes for a spread attack damage, you know, that means I can survive another turn. This is one of the cases where I really wish I had protect with Lopunny, as I'll go for the Ice Punch into Lando. But I think my opponent's got this. He'd have to really mess up immensely. Fake out. Oh, into Suicune. Oh, but he's going to go for the superpower. Okay. Confirming it is Scarf. Yeah, so that was his best play possible. So even with Protector, I was basically done for. But Landorus here being able to knock me out was really big. So yeah, I can't stress really how big that knockoff into the Aegislash was. I really thought I got the right read there. And, you know, had I been able to pick up the knockout that turn, it would have been so big. But the main issue there was... yeah, like, for example, if I knocked out Bisharp, I'd feel very confident about just winning the match outright since he had no way to otherwise beat my Aegislash, but I guess my opponent understood that condition, and went for it. So that was really, really smart on Max's end, and I'm going to lose 2-0 here, but I felt like he really got me with that one turn, so, you know, props to him for sure. So we are going to once again split, today's episode 1-1, so it'd be really cool to win 2 episodes, but I think I am slowly learning with this team as well, and you know, we still got a couple of days before, you know, I do the team analysis on it on Sunday, but good learning lesson there. But Lopunny definitely put in a ton of work that first game, and that second game, you know, pretty close, but Sash on the Bisharp definitely caught me off guard, and then the great play into the Aegislash there, but you know, it is what it is, and it's another good game and a good episode to take lessons away from. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, leave a like if you did. Check out the team building video / team editing video that'll be up later today, and yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you next time. Alright, peace.